Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Web3 and Chill. As usual, I'm your host Aayush, joined with Vishal. And today we have with us a very interesting guest who I'm really excited to talk with. So we have with us Holger, who is a serial entrepreneur, and he's also the founder of MetaBrewSociety. Uh, why am I excited? Because it has the word brew in it, and they make beers. So Holger, what is MetaBrewSociety?
So MetaBrewSociety we're an NFT project and we're a brewery, and we started MetaBrewSociety with the original idea. Let's do an NFT project with a lot of utility, and let's do something where we actually use NFTs and Web3 methods to build a consumer brand. And we're 7 founders, and we sat together in the end of 2021, and we were discussing basically what can we do in the Web3 and in the NFT space, and we've been in tech and in IT, and we've been invested in crypto and NFTs for a while, and we had made a lot of good or a few good and a lot of bad experiences in the space with projects that actually promised a lot, but in the end didn't have any utility. And we wanted to do it different. And when we were thinking about ideas that we could marry this NFT approach with real life utility and something that's compelling, and we're all beer lovers, craft beer lovers, and we're home brewers, and suddenly the idea was on the table. Let's buy a brewery, and so the idea was too cool actually not to do it. That was the start of it. Yeah. So it was an evening with a lot of beer when this idea was generated. And the next morning we called each other and we said, well, do you remember what we talked about last night? And we all said, yeah, I mean, we talked about buying a brewery through an NFT project. And yeah, we had slept over it, and we just said, well, each of us actually had the dream of owning a brewery one day. And so we said, I mean, this is the time, this is the place, and this is the opportunity. So let's just do it.
That sounds
That's how it
great.
started.
It's like you guys were drunk and someone just randomly told, "Hey, how about putting this beer on blockchain?" And
That
someone like,
was pretty much the
"Yeah,
case.
that
Yeah.
sounds cool." And yeah, I think beer on blockchain is a reality now.
That
Yeah,
will be the
absolutely.
title of our podcast now, Beer on Blockchain. I mean, for
Absolutely. Even though, I mean, we have a lot of people reaching out to us and basically saying, how do you get beyond the blockchain? We say, well, yeah, it's beyond the blockchain, but it's still real life beer. So you can drink it. So you don't have to be on the blockchain to have the beer. But yeah, it's marrying actually that blockchain NFT technology with real life products. And
Got it.
as you said before, I think we're one of the first consumer brands that actually goes that way, or that starts that way. I mean, we have to build a business in real life. Also, we need to make some money. Yeah, so we're brewery. We're going to sell beer to local people, but the core of our identity is Web3. And using that core of our identity actually leads to a situation where we're a company that was established in 2022, but we're shipping beer already to 40 countries. So we're already a global brand. And that gives us a lot of opportunity that the normal brewery that typically has regional business doesn't have. So I think it opens completely new horizons to consumer brands in typically regional businesses.
wow.
Got it.
So how
That's
does
very clear.
the economy work in here? Like, did you crowdsource the funds for buying a brewery, or you just bought the brewery and post that you're like, hey, anybody who buys NFTs from us will get free beer for the next 3 years or whatever?
Yeah. So the original idea, actually, when we started, the original idea was let's do an NFT drop. So let's sell NFTs, and with the funds we raise, we buy the brewery. That was the original idea. Yeah. And the original idea was also let's have the NFT holders as shareholders in the brewery. Then when we started digging in, I mean, that was the first concept that we had to throw away, because if you make the NFT holders real shareholders in the company, you're trading a financial security, which obviously for the obvious reasons we didn't want to. Yeah, so we didn't want to have to talk to financial markets regulators in Germany and the United States and in all the countries where we do significant business. So that was clear to us. We don't want to go down that path. Then we changed the concept, basically saying, so for the NFT, in return you get beer. You get a lot of beer. You get, and we researched what's the average consumption of the adult person in a developed country in terms of annual beer consumption. And it's between 70 and 80 liters. So we said, I mean, we want to cover that. We want to give away 70 to 80 liters. So actually the full average annual consumption that the person on average has. We want to give that away as utility of the NFT project. So instead of paying, instead of giving away shares and paying dividends at some point in time, we just give out beer. So in that way, our NFT is more like a gift card than like a shareholding. Yeah, it's a gift card basically that's coming with voting rights. It's coming with the right to receive 240 cans of beer. We guarantee that for 3 years. But if the company continues to exist after that and makes money, we guarantee that basically forever. Yeah, so we will reinvest our profits and guarantee free beer forever. Then we have our festivals. We have our September Fest at the brewery in autumn. We have a Spring Fest in Las Vegas, which is going to happen by the end of April, and our NFT holders can shop our products for discount. They also have an affiliate program where they can make 20% kickback when they bring customers to us. So kind of this is basically the package. So it's all related to receiving value in terms of beer, in terms of community, in terms of events, in terms of being able to kind of participate in an affiliate program, being able to co-shape with us the way of this company. Yeah, so we're doing votings on major business decisions, but there are no real shareholders. The return is beer. The return is tangible value rather than a financial opportunity, and that's very important. And so that's the first thing. Then middle of last year, I mean, you're all familiar, the crypto market crashed. so people were not in such a good mood about kind of spending a lot of money on NFTs. So and we had started to build a community by then. And we got a lot of feedback from inside the community, basically, where they say, basically, well, if it requires like to sell 1,000 or 2,000 or how many NFTs in order to make the project happen. So if there's a threshold, nobody wants to be the first. Nobody wants to be below that threshold. Yeah, and if you buy a brewery, basically, you need a certain amount of money. Otherwise, you can't buy the brewery. Yeah, so we changed the concept, basically saying we first take some capital, and we raised some capital from private investors. And then we bought the brewery first. And then we could tell our community, so we have the brewery already. And no matter how many NFTs we sell, we're going to operate the brewery. And even if we sell only one NFT, that person is going to get the free beer. Okay. And so I think that was an important step. So we did our drop then 22nd of September. So it's almost half a year ago. And basically in the middle of the bear market, I mean, ETH was below $1,200 at that time. We sold a little more than 1,000 NFTs for around about $1,000. So we raised about $1 million, which basically makes us the most successful German NFT project. I mean, there was the Porsche NFT drop like a couple of weeks ago. But given that Porsche is a global brand and they raised 3 times as much money as we did, but given their global brand and we're a startup, I think kind of relatively, I would say we were more successful than Porsche.
Definitely, man. You raised 1 million roughly near the beer market. So are you still selling these NFTs, or
Yeah,
we can still
we're,
go and win one?
we're still selling them, absolutely. So we have a total amount of 1,516. We have sold around 1,050 or 1,060 of them by now. I think around 1,060. So there are roughly 450 left, and we're still selling them. So you can still become MetaBrewSociety NFT holder. You can still get your beer, and we guarantee those. I mean, we ship the 240 cans in 4 dates a year, so in 4 quarterly allowances. And no matter when you buy your NFT, we guarantee you those 12 quarterly allowances. Yeah, so those basically 3 years of beer. And as I said before, if we continue to be there after those 3 years and we make money, which I think there's a pretty good chance that we will continue to deliver free beer forever.
So, I mean, I'm amazed. Frankly, it's a great idea. Let's say I mint the NFT. Can I trade it after, let's say, 6 months? I'm like, hey, I don't like the taste of the beer. Maybe it does not suit me. Can I sell it to Vishal, or can I sell it to somebody else?
Absolutely. So the mechanic on the allowances works in a way that we're airdropping a Polygon NFT that actually carries the allowance every quarter, and we're airdropping that into the wallet of the holder of the Genesis NFT. So if you're holding a Genesis NFT, every quarter you receive a Polygon NFT with your allowance, and you can then basically use that NFT. You burn that NFT when you claim your allowance and basically order your beer. So you have several choices. I mean, absolutely, you can sell your Genesis NFT, and then if Vishal has that Genesis NFT in his wallet, the next allowance airdrop goes to Vishal's wallet. Yeah, so he'll start basically taking over the right for the beer allowance. But what you could also do is just basically sell the allowance NFT. So, for example, there is a certain quarter where you don't like the beer, and the beer changes over time. Yeah, I mean, the community votes. We're doing different sorts. We're extending our portfolio, etc. So you don't have to order the same type of beer every time. You can try different types of beer. So you can sell, yes, you can sell your Genesis NFT, and then the buyer actually receives the allowance. But you could also just sell the allowance NFT, and then still hold the Genesis and receive the next allowance, and maybe like the beer better there.
Got it. So I think that's a great utility for a consumer perspective. Like I would definitely love to have one of your NFTs and then get beer. But how do you go about educating about this very new concept to people who might be your consumer? Like, because again, now people are quite
Yep.
skeptical about NFT, who knows about NFT, and that is also a very small chunk of the entire population. A lot of people have heard the word NFT, but they don't really understand. So by instead of just marketing your beer, you're marketing a whole new concept along with that. So how are you going, or how are you driving
Yep.
the base awareness around consumers to
Mm.
understand the concept first and then go and purchase it maybe?
I mean, the 2 avenues to approach it. I mean, the first, when we look into our NFT holder base, and we see two types of people. Oh, actually, we see 3 types of people. Kind of one type is people that were aware of NFTs and love beer. So that's a natural fit. Yeah, obviously. Then we have some people in our community that actually said we've been in the NFT space for a while, and we weren't beer drinkers, but we loved the concept, so we had to be part of that. And kind of they started being part of the community, and they started to like the beer. So we actually converted them from wine drinkers to beer drinkers. And then there are people that coming from outside that basically that are beer drinkers, and that heard about the concept one or the other way, and that actually said, well, we have to start understanding what these NFTs are about, and we make the entry to the project very easy in the way that you have 3 ways to buy your NFT. So the first is the classical way. You have your wallet, you pay with crypto, and then you receive the NFT into your wallet. The second is basically you have your wallet, but you don't have crypto. So you could basically just open a MetaMask on a mobile app. You have your wallet ID, but you pay your NFT by credit card, and then we basically send the NFT to your wallet. And then there's even the third way, and the third way actually works in a way you just buy the NFT with fiat currency with your credit card in our shop, credit card or even PayPal. Yeah, so you buy the NFT in our shop, just in a kind of normal e-commerce shop, and then we hold that NFT for you in a custodial wallet until you're ready to adopt the concept.
Got it.
And you still get your beers.
Yes, absolutely. You still get your beers. Absolutely. Yeah. So we've built a customer service around it so that even without having the NFT, we can still verify that because you couldn't sell it because we hold it in custody. So we can still verify you're the same type of person. We do that verification basically through the credit card.
Got it. So how do you go about solving the point of market entry problem for them? Because generally people who just enter the age of 18, they started drinking beer, and generally it's a behavior that we stick to one beer brand and we stick to that for a long time without doing much experimentation. Then there are big brands like Budweiser, Corona, and there are also other brewery in the same subcategory. Then how do you solve for that? Do you also do trials in different bars and all? How do you do that?
Yeah. So again, also there we have different approaches. The first approach is basically we're currently the only Web3 beer brand. So we're basically in Europe, where it's easy to ship our beer to events. We're basically sponsoring every relevant NFT event or Web3 event. Yeah. So we're there.
That's a great idea, I would say.
With free beer, with the bar. Ideally, basically, we get some time on stage for bringing some beer, but the organizer, they save a lot of money by not having to kind of pay a caterer for drinks, but we actually bring the beer for free, which is a very good thing to get better known in the Web3 and in the NFT space, because we're everywhere. Yeah, so this helps us actually spread the word in the Web3 and NFT space, and we're positioned as the only Web3 brewery there. The second part of our business model and of our marketing is, I mean, we acquired a local brewery in Bavaria that served the regional market, and we continue to serve that regional market. We are just in that city where we've acquired the brewery. We are the only brewery. So we continue, we have a natural market in front of our door. So we just continue to basically to serve the local people, and we're trying to explain the concept for them, but they don't have to have an NFT. They can just basically come into our brewery shop and buy some beer. Yeah, it's very simple. That's the second part. And the third part is that we're doing a lot of, we call it also beer 3.0. So we want to do beer innovation. So we want to do beer that no one else has. Yeah. So for example, we're making a sleep brew, which is a non-alcoholic beer with melatonin that makes you sleep. We make a gamers brew, and it's an idea that came out of the community that contains ginger, ginseng, guarana. So it's an energy boosting, concentration enhancing, non-alcoholic beer. We do gluten-free beers. And etc. We do a hair density lager and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're doing specialty beers for people that are interested in trying beer innovation. Where we're not in competition with any other beer brand. And we don't want to be in the beverage store. We want to be in other channels.
Got it. That's very exciting, and I think I love the concept of gaming beer and melatonin beer. Today, I think the sleep supplement market is picking up as a category, and it is growing very fast. People have normalizing taking that. Big brands are coming, and a beer in that category can be a true disruptor, I believe, because it's easier to consume, it's fun, and yeah, I think I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
That brings
How?
to my next question.
Yeah,
Yeah, you go ahead.
yeah, sure. Hey, so you mentioned that, in your website, you mentioned that roughly one NFT was sold for around 1,000 euros, and then you
Mm,
supply beer for 3 years, and if you still continue to exist, then lifetime it'll be free, or till when
yes.
you operate. Uh,
Yes.
does
Yes.
that not hurt your economics? Uh, is it still
Uh,
profitable for you to do it that way?
yeah. The reason is that I mean we can't continue to do that with an unlimited number of NFTs, right? So as long as we limit our number of NFTs, and they're going to be 1,516, not more than that. So we cannot expand that concept. There are going to be 1,516 Genesis NFTs. That's it. Yeah, that's our community that we're building the company around. That we're asking for for yeah, votes on products, product innovation, product market fit, and stuff like that. But that's our community, and as long as we stick to that number, then the brewery that we acquired has a production capacity of north of 100,000 hectoliters, which is more than 10 million liters of beer, which is more than 30 million cans of annual production capacity. Yeah, with 1,500 times 240, we're at about 1% of that capacity. Yeah, so we only need to utilize 1% of the capacity of our brewery to cover the beer that we send to our holders. And
So
yeah,
the idea is still to, like, the 99% of your capacity, you'd still want to sell it in a non-Web3, in a non-native Web3 way.
well, ideally also to a Web3 audience, but without NFTs involved.
Mm.
Yeah, so the NFT community for us is a way of it was a way of basically building a community that grows the brand with us,
Yeah.
that helps us, the community is like a focus group for us. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we see it for kind of marketing related decisions. We also involve the community in our sales. Yeah, as said before, there's an affiliate program where a community member can get 20% kickback if they bring customers to us. Yeah, so we have potentially 1,500 salespeople out there who are
Yeah.
ambassadors for the brand, who go out and spread the word. Yeah, so we have a sales force, basically like no one else. I mean, tell me one brewery that has like 1,500 salespeople out there. So this is the idea for building the brand. So the majority of our revenue will come from outside of the Web3 world, because it is an IRL product where we need to sell it to IRL markets.
Yeah.
But the Web3 approach helps us in positioning, in innovation, in driving a brand in a modern way.
No, I think it's very cool, and I loved how you called it a focus group, and rather the community is you're going to be your biggest advisor and also your biggest advocate. I would love to deep dive into understanding how does this work behind the scene, like how the entire contribution part of the community works. How do they come back to you, and how their thoughts, their feedback goes into
Mhm.
everything that happens behind the scene, may it be producing, may it be supply chain, packaging, marketing. How does that work?
Yeah. So first, we're in communication with our community very frequently. So the first thing is every Friday evening in our Discord, we have an announcement where we share updates about the kind of company, about the brewery, about what we're doing with the community. Every Monday evening, we have an AMA for typically about an hour, where active community members can come in, can ask questions, can discuss with us. Yeah, we're presenting the news, and they can discuss with us. Then we're using Discord actually to also collect ideas. So they're channels for idea creation, for beer reviews, for questions, for stuff like that. Yeah, and we're engaging with our community in these channels. And then last but not least, there is a voting channel that is token gated, yeah, where you only have access if you hold a Genesis NFT. And there we do regular votes. We do votes about kind of which beers we're going to brew, about the labels. Yeah, so we're presenting like different labeling options, about pricing, about markets we want to go, channels, etc. Yeah, so these are basically the questions that we ask our community. And the great thing is we receive feedback typically of kind of more than 500 people within 24 hours. Yeah, so it's rapid, almost real time focus group market research thing that we think will be able to build an innovation strategy based on that no other beer or consumer brand in the world is able to actually copy.
Got it. It's truly revolutionary how you're building a brand in a decentralized way, and I hope our viewers would take that as an inspiration to build the next brand. And I do believe the next set of brands that we are going to see in the world are not going to be Nestle's or Unilever, but they are going to be coming from the Web3 world. And it's truly amazing how you are at the forefront of this, leading with example. Very inspiring to hear that. I
Thank you.
also want to understand what kind of sentiments or what is the delight factor of a consumer who is now buying an NFT of your beer, and why do they choose it instead of just buying the beer? Maybe you might have
Lifetime
done this.
free beer, bro.
What?
Promise of the lifetime free beer.
Yeah, but what are the sentiment like after they have bought it? What they are seeing, how they are feeling?
Well, we have a number of community members who are very actively involved to take that very serious, that they're part of a new consumer brand that they can co-build. Yeah, that I mean we have calls, we have email exchange, we have tickets, we have one-on-one messages with a lot of our community, so that they were always surprised how actively they participate and how many really kind of feel as being part of that story, being part of that brewery, being co-owner in a way of that brewery, and participate with us in building that brand. I think that is a lot of the appeal, that we're starting a brewing business from scratch. Yeah, so from acquiring a brewery, from basically starting production, from starting trying to establish a brand on the market, we're starting from scratch, and they're part of it every week, at every occasion. Yeah, so and I think this is a lot of the appeal that this has, to be part of building something. And then obviously, I mean, the beer is a motivator for many, and and I would also see it in a way. I mean, if we become a successful beer brand in the long run, the NFT will have been an enormously good investment. Yeah, because I mean, if we see it from a perspective of 3 years, yeah, you pay $1,000 for 720 cans of beer. You can say, well, okay, I mean, I can get beer for the same price in the supermarket. But if you see it from a long-term perspective, simply only the beer is an enormously good investment, plus all the other things.
Got it. Yeah, I think that's
I,
really cool. Yeah, Yush, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, not a very related question, but seven co-founders seems like a lot for any company. How did that happen?
We've been knowing us for a while, so we're all entrepreneurs. We've been knowing us for a while. We've been working with each other for a while, and it works. Each of us has his own field of expertise, and it fits together pretty well. Yeah. So I'm running the company. I'm doing the financials. I'm the face of the company. But for example, we have 2 tech guys who are deep in the Web3 space, who are multilingual in programming. We built our smart contracts in-house. And we have Chantal, who is an artist, designer. The art is made in-house, so we don't need an agency for the art. We have operations, logistics expertise, brewing expertise in the team. Yeah, so each of the founders has his own field of expertise, and it comes together actually pretty well. So that's basically how it works.
Wow, that's extremely interesting. Like, I love what you guys are doing. So what's the plan for the future, next couple of years? Are you planning more drops, or it'll be just those 1,500 NFTs?
Before that, so maybe I'll stop before thinking of future. So it's already weekend, and we really would love to enjoy your beer. So can you ship us some?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Just send me your shipping address.
Great.
We'll get you some to taste. Yeah.
Great. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Sorry to disturb
Absolutely.
your question, Ayush.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I mean, the plan for the future is, I mean, we have that gigantic brewery, and the brewery is really, it's a big brewery. We have that gigantic brewery that we now have to start to fill with life and to fill with beer. And if we can, with the total production capacity that we have in the brewery, and as I said before, it's about 30 million cans of beer, but we could add the same amount in terms of non-alcoholic beer, and we could even add the same amount in terms of lemonades and other non-alcoholic beverages, because they're mixing tanks, carbonization tanks for non-alcoholic beverages. So taking it all together, this brewery has a production capacity for about 100 million cans of beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, per year. So it's an enormous asset. And if we can really fully utilize that brewery, it has the potential for us to be a company north of 100 million in revenue.
Wow.
And this is the goal that we're striving for. This is where we want to be in, I don't want to say in 3 years, but this is where I want to be in 5 to 7 years. And just one second.
Sure.
So this is where we want to be in, let's say, 5 to 7 years. And so we want to be an established brand that stands for, having been the first Web3 beer brand, that stands for driving beer 3.0 into the market, doing beer innovation, and yeah, being at the forefront of
Wow.
beer innovation. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of, like, me and Vishal, we would personally love to own a brewery someday. If not, we can definitely buy your NFT. But and only if you're comfortable, for our audience out there who wants to know how much does a brewery cost, could you help us with some numbers?
So we do have some non-disclosure with actually the former owner of the brewery, and I have to say, it's the brewery that we currently have is our second brewery already, because the first brewery that we purchased, we were running into some problems, and we unwinded the deal. So we gave the brewery back, and we got basically most of our money back. The brewery that we currently have is already the second brewery, and that basically was because we wanted to have a brewery, and the first brewery didn't work out as we expected. So there were some problems in the end, and the community was very understanding about the problems that we had. We were very transparent, very open about the problems that we ran into. And we said, look, we have to get out of that deal. We have to unwind that. We can't spend the money for that, basically, because it's not going to get us where we want to be. And then this opportunity opened up with the second brewery. And that second brewery that we currently have, the deal that we're doing is basically we have it on a 5-year lease with a purchase option, because the place is so big. It would have just been much more expensive than what we could have afforded right now to buy. So we have a 5-year lease with a purchase option. What I can tell you, I cannot talk about the economics of that deal, unfortunately, because we're under NDA for that. But what I can tell you is, if we would build a brewery, greenfield, build a brewery of that size with that capacity, with that technology, we would be somewhere between 15 and 25 million euros.
I'm falling short of some 25 million euros. So that's cool.
Yeah. So we're far away of that amount too. And I mean, the brewer has some history, so it's used already. So it is not that price tag. Yeah. So it is not that price tag. That would be the price if we would build a brewery of that capacity. So it doesn't have that price tag, but still it costs more than what we can afford currently. So and we don't get bank loans because we're a startup, right? So we couldn't even bank finance it. So luckily the owner was willing to basically the brewery that was in there before went bankrupt by the end of last year. So the asset was on the market, and we were lucky basically to strike a deal with the current owner on a 5-year lease plus purchase option.
Wow. I mean, just curious. So, we have a lot of bars out there which are microbreweries. They have a microbrewery setup serving 5 to 6 or 7 type of beers, your lagers, your wheat, etc. How much would that cost? Like just that setup alone?
So like a taproom brewery, typically I would probably say is in the order of magnitude between 100,000 and 250,000 dollars or euros. Yeah, so that probably would be the order of magnitude that you would have to spend to build a taproom brewery.
Got it. Well, that's great. I wish you all the best for your brewery, and hopefully we will definitely get on another episode soon with you. Whenever you're launching something or to discuss more, for sure.
Before that, I'm keen to taste the beer because it sounds so
Yeah,
exciting.
absolutely.
Do you ship it worldwide? Like I'm in India, Vishal is in Indonesia.
In India and Indonesia is, to be honest, among the countries where we have problems shipping alcohol.
Because alcohol shipping is not allowed here in India.
So we could ship you our non-alcoholic beers, and we're happy to do so. But we really have problems shipping alcohol in. Oh, actually, we don't have problems. We can't ship alcohol into India and Indonesia.
If we are in Germany in the next 6 months, definitely we'll drop by to visit.
Yes, absolutely. And on your question before, so there will only be 1,516 Genesis NFTs. So with the free beer for life, there will not be more than that for the obvious reasons. We are going to have additional drops in the future where the NFT is more like a very defined gift card. Yeah. So for example, you buy an NFT for a certain amount of money, and then you get a exactly defined amount of beer for it. Yeah. So that with the Genesis NFTs, we have that unlimited potential. Yeah, which we cannot guarantee for more than a certain percentage of our production capacity. But there will be other NFTs where you can, for example, secure yourself like 100 cases of beer for a pretty good price. Yeah, you buy the NFT, which is like a gift card, and then over time you can claim these 100 cases or whatever. Yeah, so this is what we're going to do, but there will be no voting rights associated. There will be no tickets to events associated. There will be no free beer for life associated. It will just be an exchange of basically money for a product, and the form of the gift card is an NFT.
And do you always want to be a D2C brand? And
no, we're also B2B brand. So we're also offering other breweries brewing as a service, filling as a service, because we have that gigantic place there, and we're also serving bars, restaurants, hotels.
Great.
Got it. Vishal, you were saying something?
No, I was saying amazing. Sounds really exciting, and the best part is, I think this is how future brands are going to be built, and yeah, excited to see this.
Loved our
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for doing this. It was amazing going through your journey, and I hope our video will inspire a lot of people to start thinking about how to build a Web3 brand, how to leverage technology like NFTs, which are not just JPEG in the digital world, but they have such an amazing side to it around utility, around empowering users to be contributors. So yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was amazing
Thanks a
having
lot.
you,
Thanks,
and
man.
I'm
Thanks a lot
looking
for
forward
having me.
to visit you someday and try your beer. That
Looking
was
forward.
great.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Have a
Yeah.
good day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.